ILL. Number 15, Illinois taking a trip to Ann Arbor. This one on CBS. Head coach Brad Underwood got the hook in last game's loss to Ohio State. It was a tight one. Gave up a 13-point lead against number 22, so looking to bounce back here. Meanwhile, Michigan, currently one of our bracketologist Gary Palm's last 4 in, so everything to play for. Just 1-5 against AP top 25 teams this season, and they could not slow Alfonso Plummer early. Plummer had 26 in that loss to Ohio State and came out firing again. You see him knock in a couple buckets to put Illinois up 6, and he wasn't done. Late first half, Andre Curbelo dishing to Plummer. Illinois up 11. Plummer had 23 in the first half on 7 of 11 shooting, 5 of 8 from 3, feeling himself. It's his 10th game with 20-plus this season. Illinois leading by 8 at half. But then in the second half, here come the Wolverines. Hunter Dickinson, the big body, goes down the two-handed slam. Michigan down by 7 at that point. Dickinson 13 points, 11 boards, but Illinois answering with their own big man, Kofi Cockburn, with purpose. Illinois back up by 13. Again, Illinois held a 13-point lead against Ohio State on Thursday. Their biggest lead in this one, 15, and they'd watch that one dwindle as well. Devontae Jones cashing in for 3, made it a 5-point game, capped off a 7-0 run. Jones team high 25 points in this one. Just over 2 minutes left in regulation. We got a 2-point game. Jones finding Caleb Houston for a 3 in transition. Houston had 21. Illinois, we're going to stifle any comeback. Trent Frazier crossing up his defender off the dribble, knocking it down. Illinois back up by 7. Frazier had 17. 27 seconds left in regulation. Illinois up 6. They break the press off the inbounds. Up top, Cockburn throwing one down to seal this one with a kiss. Illinois back up by 8. Cockburn a game-high 27, 19 of which came in the second half. As Illinois gets their 5th straight win against Michigan, dating back to 2019 is that streak. 93-85 is your final. Plummer finished with 26 in this one. Both teams really good from the floor. Shot it better than 50%. Illinois at tip was a pick'em, so that's your winning ticket. This one also comes in over the 142. The legend, Bill Raftery, caught up with the big fella post-game.
Kofi, you got a lot to smile about today, huh?
Yes, sir.
I like that big-time finish at the end.
Definitely, man. We came out here, man. Michigan's a tough team to beat at home, as you know, and we came out here, we got the job done. So it's definitely a lot to smile about today.
Do you take the guards out to dinner on occasion?
Sometimes.
Why not, right?
Why not? Those are my brothers, man. Like, besides, apart from basketball, those guys, I spend a lot of time with them, like, off the court, like, whether it's in the apartments, I'm going out to eat dinner, going to the movies and stuff. So those guys are really my brothers, So whatever chance I get to, like, spend with them, I always spend it with them.
I know Curbelo gives you a lot of laughs, I'm sure, but how about the play of Frazier today? Was that impressive?
Oh, my God. He does it every time, man. It's expected of him, He's a 5th-year senior. He's one of the best scorers in the country, even though the last 3 years he had to change his game and, play a different role. We know he's capable of doing it, man, and it's always a great time to see him do it.
Well, nice to see you. Great effort today. Start working on the weight room. You got to put a little something on there.
I got it.
Thanks a lot, pal.
I appreciate you, man.
A force on the inside is Cockburn, the Illini. On a 4-line, according to Jerry Palm, heading into Sunday. We'll see what this does for their case, but here's a look at the Michigan resume as they came into the day on the bubble, on the inside of the bubble, that is, but the loss could burst their bubble. Here's what it looks like. Welcome into those of you streaming the action in Ann Arbor, the Big Ten battle between Michigan and Illinois, Act 2 of our CBS Sunday triple header. Let's take a look at the numbers between these two Big Ten teams. There's your final score, 93-85. The Illini hold off the Wolverines' best efforts down the stretch to come away with the win, their 20th of the season. They were led, as always, by Kofi Cockburn, the big body in the middle, 27 points, 7 rebounds. Alfonso Plummer pitching in 26 of his own. Both teams shooting better than 50% from the floor in this one. Let's get our All-American in the mix. Gary Parrish here to break down this Big Ten battle. GP, exciting action start to finish. There was a portion in the middle of the game where it looked like Illinois was going to extend that lead beyond a reasonable area, but then it got tight down the stretch. Michigan aware of the situation. We'll get to the Wolverine side here in a moment, but focusing first on Illinois. They give up a double-digit lead in their loss to Ohio State earlier in the week. This time around, they fend off the best efforts. How impressed were you by the Illini in this one?
Very. I mean, you go on the road to a place like Michigan, playing a team that has been playing better lately. This is a preseason top 10 team that got off to a rough start, but had played well enough over the past month to move not only onto the bubble, but onto the right side of the bubble, according to Jerry Palm, the CBS Sports bracket expert. And then you go into that place and go up 15 on them, come out shooting the ball tremendously from three-point range, and then able to hang on, take Michigan's best punch in the second half. I promise you, Brad Underwood was not thrilled earlier in the week with his team. You saw him get tossed out of a game, which is becoming a pattern for coaches throughout the sport. But I promise you, he's happy right now. That's a really nice win, and they got just another monster performance from Kofi Cockburn, who is looking like he's going to be an All-American for the second straight season.
Yeah, looking like a what were you made of type moment for these Illini as they focus on postseason play. For Michigan, you outlined it a bit there on the bubble. Coming into Sunday on the right side of it, I'm not sure that there's a quality loss at this point in the season when you're in need of every win you can get. How does this affect the grand scheme of things when we're talking about the Wolverines?
Well, it's not an embarrassing loss. They were competitive against a top 20 team. It's a quad 1 loss, but it does bang up the resume a little bit. They dropped to 4-8 in quadrant 1. They're 6-11 in the first 2 quadrants. They do have a quadrant 3 loss on the resume. That's a loss to Minnesota. If you're a fan of a bubble team, you've got to pay attention to what your team's doing, but also pay attention to what's happening around the country with other bubble teams. So if you look at Jerry Palm's last 4 in, so the teams that would be in the first 4 in Dayton, as of this weekend, it was Michigan, Memphis, Wake Forest, Florida. Memphis is destroying Wichita State right now. Florida won, Wake Forest won, Michigan takes a loss. I'll let Jerry determine what that actually means for the Wolverines, but we can all acknowledge it's not good.
Yeah, it's not the outcome they were looking for. The brand name does help their case when we are looking at the grand scheme of things and making those final decisions. Glad those decisions are not ours. We just ask the questions. You just give the answers. And I do have a question for you about this Illinois team, GP. They appear to be constructed to play with just about anybody. Above average guard play, as you outlined here, Cockburn, an All-American type in the front court. Is this a team that is built to go the long haul?
Oh, I think so. Now, it's also a team, and they've showed that this season, that could lose in the round of 32 or the Sweet 16. But it wouldn't surprise anybody, based on the talent in place, if they were actually in New Orleans. Like, Curbelo is terrific. Kofi Cockburn is awesome. Alfonso Plummer has developed into a consistent scorer, averaging 15 a game, got 26 in this one. Trent Frazier, hit the big dagger 3 in the final minute this afternoon at Michigan. He can get going and carry that team as well. So they've got a lot of guys who can hurt you in a lot of different ways. And if you really are just, going through the sport and trying to find rosters that appear good enough, forget resumes, but rosters that when everything's clicking appear good enough to go win a national championship, I think Illinois has got to be on that list. The roster, as you accurately noted, is built to go a long way. As
Kenny White put it earlier in the day, why not sprinkle at 32-1 to win it all heading into Sunday? Yeah. He's our top option, Gary Parrish, breaking it down on HQ. Thank you, GP. And don't forget, there's only one place you need to be as we come down the home stretch of the college hoop season. That's with our team on the Eye on College Basketball podcast. Gary Parrish, Matt Norlander, day in and day out, bringing you all the latest breaking news, seedings, and everything you need to fill out your bracket this March. Download, subscribe, and enjoy the Eye on College Basketball podcast.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.